ओम अज्ञानतिमिरन्धस्य ज्ञानञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूपा कदा मह्यं ददाति स्वपदान्तिकम्। वन्देऽहं श्रीगुरो श्रीयुतापत्कमलं श्रीगुरुं वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सहगण रघुनाथान्वितं सतं सजीवम् साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्णचैतन्यदेवं श्रीराधा कृष्णापादान् सहगण ललिता श्रीविशाखान्वितंश्च हे कृष्णा करुणा सिन्धु दीनबन्धो जगत्पते गोपेश गोपिका कान्ता राधा कान्त नमोऽस्तुते। तप्त कांचना गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसुते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये। वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्य एव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर भक्तवृंदा। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमति भक्ति वेदांत स्वामी नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देश तारणे मूकं करोति वाचालं पङ्गुं लङ्घयते गिरिं यत्कृपातमहं वन्दे श्रीगुरुं दीनतारणं परमानन्दमाधवं कृष्ण चैतन्य ईश्वरम्। हरि बोल। Hare Krishna everyone, then with pranam, Jai Shri Prabhupada, please accept my humble obeisances. Wishing you a very, very happy Balram Purnima. So today is the divine appearance day of Lord Balram, and we will talk some various things about him. I don't know how much everyone knows. So this is very casual. I don't have anything on these slides but just pictures of Lord Balram ji. So it's very casual discussion. I just want to convey the position, the identity of Balram ji, who he is, what are his pastimes, what are his potencies, his services, his opulences, everything like that, things that some may not be familiar with. So if it's okay, if you're available to talk, I would like to keep it a little bit interactive. So you know that, so I'll ask a few questions in between, and please don't feel any pressure. Just if you know the answer or if you want to try to answer, please answer. So you know that Lord Balram ji, we commonly understand as the elder brother of Lord Krishna in Krishna Leela. When Krishna came on this earth, on this material world, Balram ji also appeared. And today is the day. And but that is just one role of Lord Balram. So Balram is not just the elder brother of Krishna. It's just in that one pastime he acts as the elder brother of Krishna. But as you know, Balram ji comes every time when Krishna descends. So first of all, this is called an appearance day for lords or for lordships. Whenever they appear, it is called an appearance day because it means that they don't take birth on the earth like us. They appear and they disappear as the sun does, as you know, of their own will. They are not bound by any karma. They are not bound to take birth in a particular family. They decide what kind of body they want to come in as, what kind of species they want to come in as, what will be their class. Will they be a Brahman, a Kshatriya, Vaishya, Shudra? Will they be a sannyasi, a householder? Will they be a male or a female? Will they be an animal or a human? Which country, which state, which family will the Lord appear? He decides himself. So that's why it's called appearance, because he appears of his own will, he's independent Lord, he's Swarat, so he comes of his own free will whenever he wants, and he does his various pastimes to attract the jivas. So that's why it's called appearance day. But other roles of Lord Balram you commonly know is, for example, he came as Lakshman. When Lord Ram appeared, he came as Lakshmanji. And in that Leela, in Ram Leela, Lord Ram's Leela, he's acting as the younger brother. So here, a very important point to understand that in the spiritual world, Krishna, when lives in Golok Vrindavan, when Krishna lives in spiritual Vrindavan, Balramji is always there as his elder brother. In Lord Ram's dham or Saket dham, in the spiritual dham, Lakshmanji is always there serving Lord Ram. So, which means that Lord can be present at many places at one time in very many different moods, in different forms, and performing different types of services for the Lord. Okay. So let's try to understand who is really Balramji. How is he able to serve as Lakshman, as Balram? He serves as Anantashesh or Sheshnag, right? Commonly known as Anantashesh. In Kali Yuga, he comes as Nityanand Prabhu. So how does he take so many forms? What is his identity? For example, our identity is not like I'm not Natasha Gupta. I'm a soul. I'm a jiva. And in this particular role, I have taken this body of a female or Indian body, brown color, or female or doctor, like that. But this is not my true spiritual identity. My true spiritual identity is that I am a soul, a spirit soul, who is servant of the Lord, who is Satchidanand Roop, just like Lord, but very small compared to the Lord. So if he's the ocean, I'm just a little drop. And all of us are like that. All of us are just little drops, just part and parcel of this oceanic spirit, spiritual tattva. We are just a very small spirit soul. So in this way, we have a spiritual identity. So what is Lord Balram's identity? What is his tattva? So let's start. Let's take some. Let's talk and see if anybody knows a little bit. So Lord Balram and Krishna are completely same. They are non-different from each other, meaning there is no difference. They are both full of all the qualities, infinite opulences, infinite potencies, infinite energies. There is no beginning or end to each of them. Okay. And Balramji in the Srimad Bhagavatam and our other scriptures, the Vedic literature describes that Balramji is the first expansion from Krishna. So Krishna is the original Lord, he is the Adi Dev. Okay. From him comes the first expansion, the very first expansion of Krishna is Lord Balram. And both of them are completely same, except there is two small differences. So we say that they're non-different. Non-different meaning that essentially they are same because their qualities, their potencies, their energies, they are same. They are both Supreme Personality of Godhead. Yet there is a tiny difference between the two. Who knows the difference? What is the difference between Lord Krishna and Balram? They are both Supreme Personality of Godhead. They are both without beginning and without end. You want to answer?
Is it that Krishna's complexion is like of a dark monsoon cloud, but Balram's complexion is like a spring cloud? Like
yeah, so Avni is mentioning one difference. So one difference is their complexion. Okay, so remember that Lord is a person. Lord is not just Brahma Jyoti or effulgence or blackness or something that we merge into. Lord is a person. So Krishna is the first person, the Adi Purush, the original person, supreme person, Purushottam, right? And the first expansion from him is Lord Balram. Both are persons, but both have small difference between them. Essentially, they are same. In a sense, for us, they are same, but there is a small difference between two of them. One difference, like Avni mentioned, is in the complexion. So Lord Krishna is like that of a freshly formed monsoon cloud. He's bluish black complexion. He's Ghanshyam. He's dark in color. Whereas Lord Balram's complexion is that of is described as a freshly formed spring cloud. Matlab, it's like a whitish, fluffy, cotton-like color. So very fair complexion. And in that, they are different. You can see in the pictures that they both have different complexions. That's one difference. The other difference is in their mood. The mood of Lord Krishna, we understand, Krishna is the supreme enjoyer. He is Bhoktaram. He is the object of all affections, of all worships. He accepts all the seva. He accepts all the services. So he's the acceptor of services. To him, all the services are given, offered. He is the Yagya Purush. He's the one that all the affections, all the love, all the worship, all the obligation, everything is offered to Lord Krishna. He accepts everything. Whereas Lord Balram has the mood of a servant. He is the original servant. So Krishna has the abhiman or the mood of a enjoyer, sevya abhiman, that I am the master. So he has the sevya abhiman, whereas Lord Balram has the sevak abhiman, that I am the original servant. I will do all the services that are possible. So he is the perfect sevak or the perfect servant. He has the sevak abhiman. So in this way, the mood is different because only Krishna can become the best servant. So Krishna expands himself in a mood such that he can serve in all places, all circumstances, all situations, and that expansion of Krishna, which does all the services, is called Lord Balram. So the first expansion from Krishna that does all the services, that is completely non-different from Krishna, except for this mood and this complexion, is called Lord Balram. And Lord Balram is such a great servant. He's such a wonderful servant that he does all kind of services for Krishna. So, each of us, each jiva has a particular relationship with the Lord. We serve Krishna in different rasas. We serve Krishna either in Dasya Bhav or Sakhya Bhav, like in friendship mood. So, there are five primary rasas. There is Shant Ras, or serving in neutrality. Shant Bhav or Shant Rasa is neutrality. Then comes the Dasya Bhav, or servitude as a servant, serving as a servant, like Hanumanji has Dasya Bhav. Shantras you can think of as the trees or the forest or the plants or the mountains. They have the Shantras. They serve in neutrality. Dasya Bhav, like Hanumanji, is a servant. Then comes the Sakhya Bhav, or in mood of friendship. So, for example, Arjun has Sakhya Bhav. And there are so many other friends. Gopas are friends. Then comes Vatsalya Bhav, or parental mood. Parental mood is that of Mother Yashoda, Nand Maharaj, Yashoda Maya, Vasudev, Maharaj Dashrath, or Kaushalya, like that. So that is parental mood. And the highest in the spiritual world, the highest rasa is considered to be the conjugal mood, or Madhurya Bhav, the Shringar ras, the mood of conjugal love. So that is offered by, for example, gopis, or in that mood, Radharani serves. The highest mood of conjugal bhav is possessed by Radharani. So like that, each devotee has a particular relationship with the Lord, a particular mellow or emotion that they experience with the Lord, in which they want to serve Krishna. And we typically serve only in one particular rasa. But do you know how many rasas Lord Balram serves in? How many rasas does he reciprocate with Krishna? How does he serve? Which rasa does he reciprocate with?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji.
Yes, Mataji.
Mataji, Lord Balram serves to all rasas to Lord Krishna. He serves as a parent. He serves as a servant. He serves as a Madhurya ras. I mean, he wants to take the enjoyment of all these rasas, to Krishna. That's what my understanding is, Mataji. I'm not sure.
Yes, Mataji, that's perfect understanding. So each jiva is very limited. That's why we are only able to serve in a particular rasa. But Lord Balram, being the first expansion of Krishna, being the original servant, he's the Adi Das. He's the original servant. So he does not serve only in one rasa. He serves in all rasas. And I'm only talking about 5 primary rasas right now. There are so many secondary rasas and smaller rasas that we don't even know of. There are so many emotions that we exchange with different people in this world. So, but with Krishna, Balram exchanges in all those 5 prime rasas. So, for example, in Shantras, how does Lord Balram serve? Lord Balram becomes the dham, the trees, the altar, the objects that Krishna wears on his body. For example, Krishna's clothes, Krishna's shoes, his turban, his flute, his altar, the paraphernalia that we use for worship of the Lord. When we do deity worship, we use various paraphernalia, various objects are used. All those are expanded from Lord Balram. Mridang that we play is a direct expansion from Lord Balram. So in this way, Balram serves, he even becomes the bed of Krishna on which he's laid down. He becomes the ornaments of Krishna. So all these things are serving in Shant Bhav, in neutrality. And these are all expanded from Lord Balram. That's why we should never disrespect the any paraphernalia or anything on the altar, because altar itself is Lord Balram's expansion. That's why Mridang we don't put on the floor, because he is direct expansion from, Mridang is a direct expansion from Lord Balram. So that is Shant Bhav. Then next level comes Dasya Bhav or servant mood. In servant mood, can anyone give example of how Lord Balram serves as a servant?
Yes, Mataji. Mataji, when Lord Krishna takes a nap, he puts his head on his lap, and he used to fan Lord Krishna. That's one example I can take for now. Mataji, you are not audible.
I'm sorry, Mataji, saying you look at this picture, he's massaging the feet of Krishna. So in this particular pastime, of course, many times he acts like the servant of Krishna. He's massaging his feet and fanning him when he sleeps, and so many things he does to act as a servant of the Lord. But also as Anant Shesh, for example. Anant Shesh is a perfect example of Dasya Bhav. He's serving in actually Shant and Dasya Bhav, because he becomes the bed of Mahavishnu, and he becomes he's also in a servitude mood. So Anant Shesh is an example. Lakshmanji, right? Balram and Lakshman are non-different. So Lakshman is also serving Lord Ram in the mood of a servant. Is that correct? Lakshman is always in Dasya Bhav to Lord Ram. So that's another example of Dasya Bhav. So Lord Balram serves in Dasya Bhav to Krishna many times in this Leela and in other Leelas also. Vatsalya Bhav or parental mood. Parental mood, when Balram gets overprotective about Krishna, he gets worried about Krishna. When all these demons come to Braj, he gets worried about them. He acts like a big brother. He's already a big brother, but he starts becoming very careful of where Krishna is, and chastising him, admonishing him for going to places alone without him. He's always watching over him. Take me with you when you go to do different things. And couple of times, many famous times when Krishna has gotten in trouble with the demons was when Balramji was not there. The famous Leela is the Kalya Daman Leela, when when Mother Rohini did not allow Balramji to go because it was his birthday today. And so then that day he went by himself, and that Kalya Daman Leela happened. So in this way, he can be very protective sometimes. It's described that Balramji protects Krishna like eyelids protect the eyeballs. So he's very in a parental mood like that. And then how about the Madhurya or Shringaras, conjugal mood? How can Balram serve in conjugal mood? Can he do that? Can anybody give an example of how, there is a very famous example of how Lord Balram serves in conjugal mood?
Mataji, I'm not sure 100%, but Lord Balramji took a form of gopi to take to enjoy the conjugal love.
Yes, Mataji, the famous gopis is none other than sister of Radharani, Anang Manjari. So Balram expands his Anang Manjari because Lord Balram wants to enjoy all types of services, like you said. So, and that's where the real enjoyment is. That's why for devotees, for us, for jivas, the real enjoyment is in service. The real enjoyment is not in being the Lord or being the center of attraction or putting ourselves in center. The real enjoyment is being in the periphery and actually serving the Lord and his devotees and other Vaishnavas. That's where the real enjoyment is. And Balram does not want to miss that enjoyment. So in any mood, he does not want to miss. He wants to relish what gopis are relishing. So he comes as a younger sister of Radharani, called Anang Manjari and engages in conjugal relationship with Krishna. So he enjoys that service also. So there is no service that he does not do because he is the origin of all services. So whatever services we do also come from Lord Balram only. We cannot do any services without the blessings of Lord Balram, without the mercy, without the benedictions of Lord Balram. That's why this day is so important to us, because we are the servants and he's the original servant. So if we want to have any potency while performing our services, then we need the blessings, the shelter of Lord Balram. So more than Krishna, we need Balram actually. And I'll tell you many other reasons why we need Lord Balram. So sometimes, we just take him as the older brother of Krishna, just because we are looking only at that one particular Krishna Leela. But that is just one wave in the infinite waves that come in the ocean of Krishna's pastimes. So remember that Krishna's pastimes and Krishna's appearances and incarnations are like waves in the ocean. They keep coming and coming. And so Balramji's appearances are also like that. And what we are seeing, the elder brother pastime, is just one of many services that Balramji is performing. So other than servicing in all 5 rasas, now this is very important. How is this important? Let me tell you. For Krishna, the original person, then comes Balramji, who is the first expansion from Krishna. Now, if you read our Vedic literature carefully, Srimad Bhagavatam, it will tell you that from Balramji comes other expansions, like Narayan forms come from Lord Balram. From Narayan forms come the Chaturvyuha. So the first Chaturvyuha comes, then comes Narayan forms, then comes second Chaturvyuha. Chaturvyuha comprises of, now this is very technical, so I'm going to very quickly breeze through this, but some of you may know this, so you will relish. But Krishna, the first person, second person is Lord Balram. From Lord Balram comes the first Chaturvyuha. The Chaturvyuha means 4 people. Who are the 4 people? Vasudev, Sankarshan, Anirudh, and Pradyumna. From Sankarshan comes many infinite Narayanas come who rule infinite Vaikuntha lokas. So in each Vaikuntha loka, Lord Narayan rules in the spiritual world, in the many Vaikuntha planets. Then from Narayana comes the second Chaturvyuha, which is again Vasudev, Sankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. This Sankarshan, the first Sankarshan was the Mool Sankarshan. This is Mahasankarshan. From this Mahasankarshan comes our Vishnu forms. Which are the Vishnu forms? Mahavishnu, Karnodaksha, or the Karnodaksha Vishnu, Garbhodaksha Vishnu, and Shirodaksha Vishnu. I'm not going to go into details of this. This is very technical, but this is just to show you, this is just to give you a glimpse how much we don't know. We think that we know just because we have seen 1 or 2 serials or movies or something, and we think we know everything about Krishna Balram, but this is how much we don't know. So this is just to give you the glimpse, the taste of how much our literature has that our TV shows are not capable of showing. Okay. So then comes the Vishnu expansions, and this Vishnu is the Vishnu that is maintaining the material world. When we say Brahma, Vishnu, Mahesh, so this Vishnu, the Shirodaksha Vishnu, is the ultimate expansion from Krishna. So there are so many levels. And from that last expansion known as Shirodaksha Vishnu comes all the is maintaining this entire material world. He pervades into us as Paramatma. Somebody asked me today, Rekha Mataji, I'm sorry I couldn't answer your question. I was busy. But that Shirodaksha Vishnu is the Paramatma within us. So many things we don't know, we don't understand. So much nectar there is that we have to go into details before we start condemning our Vedic literature and say that, oh, we know everything. So all these expansions, all these forms have come from whom? From Lord Balram. And that Shirodaksha Vishnu, the last expansion that I was talking about, is the one that rests on Anantashesh or Sheshnag. That is the Vishnu that commonly people talk about, the Shirodaksha Vishnu who pervades this entire universe. Each and every jiva, each and every animate and inanimate object is pervaded by Shirodaksha Vishnu, who resides within us as Paramatma. And that Shirodaksha Vishnu lies in the Shir Sagar, or the milk ocean, on the body of Anantashesh. And that Anant Shesh is also none other than expansion of Lord Balram. So you think Krishna is doing all this work of expanding into so many things? No, Krishna just does one thing. He expands as Lord Balram. Then Balram does everything. All these expansions come from Balram. All these jivas are emanating from the body of Mahavishnu, comes from Balram. The Shirodaksha Vishnu entering into the universe to maintain them comes from Balram. So who is doing all this maintenance, all this creation, all this guiding us from within as Paramatma, the Shirodaksha Vishnu? Who is doing all this? These are all plenary portions and expansions from Lord Balram. So Krishna is enjoying in his dham. Krishna is eternally enjoying in his dham, his eternal pastime. Who's doing all the services? Lord Balram. So Krishna is like the CEO who is sitting in his office, or who's sitting in his, not even at work, he's sitting at home, just enjoying with his friends and family. And who's doing all the work? Lord Balram. So that is the position of Lord Balram. That is the services of Lord Balram. So you understand such a exalted, such an amazing, such a wonderful, advanced position Balramji has. And so nobody can get to Krishna without going through Balram. So then there is one more service to understand. After all these services, so he has served in the 5 rasas to Krishna and so many other numerous rasas that we don't even know about. Then he has done all this expansions and plenary portions and portions of plenary portions and creating the material world and expanding as jivas into this material world. Now the third, the very important service, when all this services is done, there is one more service that is left, and that is to take these jivas back to Godhead, back to Krishna, is his ultimate service. And that service is the one that is most important to us. So what does he do? This little Balram, he comes as Guru Tattva. So Balramji is not only the original servant, but he's also Adi Guru. He's the Guru Tattva. He's the Akhand Guru Tattva. So our literature describes that Lord Balram is his service is to take all the jivas back to Krishna and expand as all the gurus. So all the gurus that are there, all the authentic gurus that are self-realized souls that are guiding the jivas back to Godhead, back to their spiritual abode, those gurus are expanded, are getting all their power, all their energy, all their potency from Balram. So without Balram's mercy, a guru cannot make a difference. A guru is not guru unless he has mercy of Lord Balram on him. So Balramji is the Akhand Guru Tattva, and all the gurus are getting potency and getting empowerment from Balramji to perform this service of taking the jivas back to Godhead. So that is the Akhand Guru Tattva of Lord Balram. That is most important to us. That we cannot go back to Godhead without Guru. Sometimes people ask, can we not go back without a Guru? What if I don't accept a Guru in this lifetime? Well, that means you're not getting mercy of Lord Balram. So without Lord Balram's mercy, without having a Guru, without having a Shiksha Guru, Diksha Guru, somebody to guide you, people cannot even chant the names of Lord Hari, forget going back to Godhead. They cannot even open Bhagavad Gita. You cannot even, the Srimad Bhagavatam will be sitting in the house for ages and you will not be able to open it unless you have the mercy of Lord Balram, unless you have mercy of a guru, of an authentic qualified guru. So, we think that with our own discipline, with our own effort, with our own talent, with our own skills, with our own qualities, we can go back to Godhead. That is not true. No matter how much money you have, no matter how much fame or physical strength you have, how much intelligence you have, or how talented you are, nobody can go back to Godhead without the mercy of Lord Balram, without the mercy of a guru, because you need to go through Balramji to get to Krishna. So that is why the guru is needed. And this is very, very clearly mentioned in our Vedic texts. Actually, one of the meanings of Balram, Bal means spiritual strength. So Bal can refer to, most of the people think physical strength because he's so strong physically. But the real meaning of Bal here is a spiritual strength. And Ram, sometimes he's referred to as just Ram. So Mother Rohini will just call him as Ram. And so many devotees just call him as Ram. So the Ram means the one who gives spiritual bliss. So whatever enjoyment we get in our services, whatever enjoyment we get in performing various spiritual activities, or whatever spiritual strength we get, Bal we get, or Ram, the bliss we get, The strength and the bliss both that we get comes from Lord Balram. So without Lord Balram, one is neither capable of doing any services, nor would you get any taste or any nectar in doing those services unless you have mercy of Lord Balram. So Balram means the one who gives the spiritual strength and spiritual bliss when doing these services. So that is one of the meanings of Balram. Does anyone know any other names of Lord Balram? Can you mention some other names? Anything you have heard before? Poonam Mataji, Rekha Mataji, Hema Mataji, want to share any names of Lord Balram you might know?
I think Dao Mataji.
Dauji, yeah, that's Krishna's fond name for Lord Balram. Yes, I mentioned a few names already.
Mataji, एक नाम संकर्षण.
Sankarshan, yes. Very bold. Yes, that's the one I mentioned. Mataji, do you happen to know the meaning of that name?
संकर्षण means माताजी मेरे ख्याल से अपनी ओर आकर्षित करने वाले.
Okay. Okay, I'll tell you. अभी एक मिनट में. और कोई नाम? संकर्षण बताया आपने, बलराम बताया हमने, अनंत शेष बताया. कई बार fondly we call him as Anant, or sometimes just he's called Shesh, and that also has meaning. Each name of Lord has meaning. So Balram, you know the meaning. Dauji is just a fond name when he's acting as the big brother of Krishna. Sankarshan means, so for Sankarshan, I would have to go into the birth of Lord Balram, which is important because today is the birth or the appearance of Lord Balram. So give me a few minutes for that. I'll come to it. Anant Shesh. Does anyone know why he's called Anant Shesh? What is the meaning of word Anant and what is the meaning of word Shesh? Why is he called that?
I know Shesh
Anant-
means Nag. the
Anant
snake.
means indefinite.
Indefinite, infinite. Yeah.
Unlimited, right? So Anant means somebody. So Anant Shesh, has infinite hoods or mouths. Is that correct? And through each mouth, he is singing unlimited glorification of the Lord, unlimited glories of the Lord from unlimited time. अनंत काल से लेके अनंत काल तक जो भगवान की अनंत लीलाओं और ग्लोरीज की को बोलते हैं, that is Anant. Okay, that is Anant. So the one who's singing unlimited glories and keeps singing them for unlimited time, because Lord's glories, Lord's pastimes, Lord's qualities, his names, his opulences, his energies, his potencies are unlimited. Hari Anant, Hari Katha Anant. So he's singing unlimited glories from unlimited time. We don't know when he started singing and when he will stop. He will never stop. He's always singing unlimited glories of the Lord. That is called Anant. So that is the meaning of Anant. Shesh. Shesh means whatever. So he, that he is going to do all the services. He is going to do all the services. So if there is any service left, the Shesh will do it. Shesh is Anant Shesh is the person who will do all the services if there is anything left. So in your services, when we are doing something, we should pray to our Guru, or who is expansion from Lord Balram. We should pray that I have done my best in this service. I have given my best to this endeavor. And whatever is left now, you take care of it, please. Like I remember one time, I think it was Jagrati Mataji who asked that, how do I know that my food is, when I cook the food, I cannot taste it. I'm just offering it to the Lord. But if I did not put enough salt in it or something, I cannot taste it. But if I'm offering like a saltless food, let's say, or kheer without sugar or something like that. So how would how to rectify that? So this is the answer, that you have to just pray to your Guru, you have to pray to Lord Balram that I have done my best. But of course, you have to give your best, right? And giving best means to be very meticulous, to be very focused while doing those services. So I have done my best in this service, and now whatever is shesh, whatever is left over, you please take care of it. So whatever is left over, shesh takes care of it. So that is shesh. Any other names come to mind? We can read this verse and that will tell you some names. Let's recite this verse. This is the pranam mantras for Lord Balram. Namaste halagraha, namaste musalayudha, namaste revati kanta, namaste bhaktavatsala. Everyone. Namaste halagraha,
Namaste.
Namaste halagraha.
namaste musalayudha,
Namaste Musalayudha.
namaste revati kanta,
Namaste Revati Kanta.
namaste bhaktavatsala.
Namaste
Namaste Bhaktavatsala.
Namaste dharani dhara.
Namaste
Namaste
Dharanidhara.
Dharanidhara.
Namaste balanam shrestha.
Namaste
Namaste
Balanam
Balanam
Shrestha.
Shrestha.
Pralambare namaste stu.
Pralambare
Namaste
Namaste.
Ehi mam Krishna purvaja. Ehi mam Krishna purvaja.
Krishna Purvaja.
So, few names here, and of course I don't know very much details, but I'll give you whatever I know. So halagraha. So this you will probably know. What are the two main weapons of Lord Balram? What does he carry? Like for Lord Ram, he's always carrying dhanush or bow and arrow. What do you see Lord Balram carrying? So two of the names are from that.
Hal.
Hal Mataji and Gada.
Hal and Gada, exactly. So halagraha means the one who holds the hal. Hal is a plow. So he holds the plow, and each of this has a significance. Musal means the club or the gada. Musala yudha, the one who fights with who does yudh or battle with the gada, the musala. Okay, musala yudha is another name. So he carries a plow and a club. The significance of plow is that our heart is very, very contaminated. Our heart is not very ready to receive the Lord. It is full of pride, anger, greed, lust, ego, ignorance, so many things. So Lord Balram as Guru Tattva is said to use this plow to make the soil of our heart fertile, because plow has a very deep significance in our agriculture. It is used to plow the soil so that the soil can be turned, and once the soil is turned, it becomes more fertile, so that when you put a seed in it, the plant will actually will grow. It will take roots and grow. Similarly, the soil of our heart is also very infertile. It is not very ready for cultivation of bhakti. It is not ready for cultivation of devotional service to the Lord. We have many doubts. We are very skeptical. We are not submissive. We are not tolerant. We have no patience. We have no forgiveness. We are very angry, irritable, anxiety prone, and fearful, and so many other problems that we have, that comes with this material world. And having accepted this body, we have many problems. So Guru Tattva, our Guru, he uses this plow, the hull, to make the soil of our heart fertile, so that the seed of bhakti, when planted in it, will actually take root and grow. So that's why again, importance of why one should have a bona fide spiritual master, somebody that we take instructions from, somebody that we serve, somebody that we hear to on a regular basis, somebody that will be our connection to the Lord. Because otherwise, the soil of our heart will not be turned properly. And there will always be many weeds of all these doubts and problems that come with the material world. They will stay. And the seed of bhakti is very, very fragile. It will not take roots. It will not grow. So Balramji does that. He kills all those anarthas. The significance of Gada, Musala, is in same thing, in killing all these anarthas. So just like he kills all these demons, actually various demons that Lord Balram killed, each has a significance. What does each demon represent has a significance. One of the names of Balramji is, for example, Pralambari. So, for example, if you know Krishna's name is Murari, killer of Mura demon. Kamsari, Krishna is called Kamsari, killer of Kamsa demon, Putanari, killer of Putana. So when we add the word Ari after a demon's name, that means that one was killed by that person. So just like Murari means killer of Mura demon, Pralambari means killer of Pralambasura or Pralamba demon. So there was one demon that Lord Balram killed called Pralamba demon. So those are the names anyway. So I'll come to the demons in a few minutes. But other name is Revati Kanta, meaning husband of Revati. Bhakt Vatsala, who's very, very, soft towards devotees. Dharani Dhara. Dharani Dhara is the beholder of the one who holds earth or universes on his head. So when all these universes emerge, it is said that Ananta Shesha holds these universes on his infinite hoods. So he's Dharani Dhara. And I think there are other meanings also of this, but that's what I know. Pralambari, Balram, Shrestha, and those are the various names. Then there are Rohini Nandan. Of course, Lord always likes to be connected to his devotees like Yashoda Nandan, Nanda Nandan, Devaki Nandan, or Arjun Sakha, or Parth Sarthi. Like that, Krishna likes those names where he's connected with his devotees. Similarly, Lord Balram also likes those names. So like Revati Kanta or Rohini Nandan, where his relationship with a particular devotee is glorified, he likes that names also. Baladev. So all those names are there. Now, okay, coming to demons. Anybody knows any demons that Lord Balram killed? Pralambasura is one. And if anyone wants to quickly relate the story of Pralambasura, that'll be nice. This is Pralambasura. So Krishna has killed most of the demons in those Braj pastimes, but some were killed by Lord Balram, and they have a very deep significance. Each demon. This is Pralamba demon. Anyone can know or remember any other names?
Mataji, Dhenkasur is also killed by both of them.
Yes, Mataji, that's the next one. There you go. Dhenukasura, the ass demon, the one who came in the form of donkey. So there were actually many donkeys there, and the head of these donkeys was the ass demon was called Dhenukasura. So they killed all these asses also. So I'll quickly tell you the significance of Pralambasura. So Pralambasura, if you know the pastime, he came as a Gopa. They were all playing a game. And in the game, the rule was that whoever wins will climb on the shoulder of the loser, and the loser will have to carry that person around. So the winning team will climb on the shoulder of the loser team, and the losers will carry them around and run around the forest. So just a very fun, childish game that they were playing. Actually, the name of the game is also given in our scriptures, and it is called Hari something. I'm completely forgetting the name, that game that they were playing. Anyways, Krishna's team lost, Balram's team won that game. So Krishna's team was carrying Balram's team on their shoulders. Now, in Krishna's team, there was a Gopa, this Gopa called Pralamba. It was actually a demon who had come dressed as a Gopa, and he mingled in that crowd, and he lifted Balram on his shoulder, and his plan was to take Balram very, very far away from Krishna and kill him somehow. So as soon as Balramji realized that this is a demon who's carrying me away on his shoulders, Balramji became very heavy. Balramji became very heavy. Actually, Guru, if you know the literal meaning of Guru, Guru means very heavy. Gu plus Ru means very heavy, who is very, very heavy with spiritual knowledge, and he will be very heavy in chastising and disciplining his disciples also. So Guru is very heavy with spiritual knowledge. He is very heavy with knowledge of scriptures. He became very heavy, and Pralambasura could not carry him anymore. So he came in his original form of the demon. Before he was in the Gopa form. Then he came in this demon form. And now he could not bear the weight of Balramji sitting on him. So he was initially flying, and then he started dropping down and started running. And Balramji just basically punched him very heavily on his head. And that was the end of that Pralambasura. So one punch and he was gone. So Pralambasura represents our desire to enjoy separately from Krishna. How? So this is how. So we think we are devotees. We think that we are trying to do some spiritual or devotional activities and we are very well situated and we have no desire other than to please Krishna. We have no personal or sense gratificatory desires or desires to please ourselves. Okay, that's what we think. That's where we would like to be and we think we are there. But actually, we have many hidden desires in our consciousness where we want to enjoy separately from Krishna, where we try to entertain our false ego, our bodily identity. Even knowing all this knowledge that we are not this body, we still try to entertain many thoughts of enjoying with this body. And we have many desires of self-aggrandizement and ulterior desires that are not very good for Krishna consciousness, for a devotional service, basically. So just like Pralamba got mixed with all the Gopas, right? Even though he was a demon, he acted like a devotee. He got mixed with the devotees and acted like a devotee. Similarly, we have such hidden desires within our consciousness that are trying to destroy our devotional service, and we have to identify them. And this is what a guru does. Like Balramji, he will take such desires away and kill them from us. So these desires, if we are not careful, they will take us away from Krishna. But if we take shelter of the Guru, then Guru will kill those hidden anarthas or hidden problems in our consciousness or hidden desires that are not congenial for our devotional service. So this is the deep significance of the pastime of Pralambasura. Dhenukasura is very simple. Dhenukasura is basically ass demon. It represents our foolishness or our ignorance due to our gross materialistic knowledge. So we are so much conditioned, we think we are this body, we have so much avidya. All the material knowledge is avidya because it keeps us bound here. We have so much faith in that material knowledge, so much faith in that avidya, that we are not able to put faith in guru or devotees or this process or devotional or spiritual practices. We are not able to put faith in those. And that is called avidya or ignorance, because we have too much faith in this material world. We have too much faith in the material knowledge, which is actually avidya. So that is represented by Dhenukasura, very foolish. It represents foolishness or ignorance. Anybody else or any other demons you can think of that Lord Balram killed? Just names. We don't have time to go into each pastime because there are so many pastimes, but I just want to at least know the names. If all of you can mention one each. Nagarchandra Prabhu, are you available? Would you like to share one or two names of demons that you know of Lord Balram killed? Rajni Mataji, Poonam Mataji, any other names come to mind? Rekha Mataji, Anita Mataji. Okay, before I go further, I'll just mention the names and then I want to take some realizations from devotees. Have you heard the name of Dvivija gorilla that Balram killed? Let me see if I have a picture. Dvivija gorilla, very nice pastime. This is another demon, Balaval demon. Balaval demon was killed by Lord Balram. So you know that Lord Balram did not participate in Mahabharata, right? He went on a pilgrimage at that time. So during that time, during his pilgrimage, this happened that the sages requested Lord Balram to kill this demon who was contaminating their yagyas, their sanctified ceremonies, and he was contaminating them with the blood and stools and urine and pus and stuff like that. So they requested Lord Balram to kill this demon. So this is Balaval demon. This was killed. So this was not killed in Braja, or this was not killed in his childhood pastimes. This is later pastimes when Mahabharata was going on. This is the Dvivija gorilla that Lord Balram killed. It's a very nice pastime. Maybe one day we'll cover. Anybody can recognize this particular pastime? What is going on here? What is Lord Balram doing?
Mother, I think this is from Mahabharata. There was a play between Kaurav and Balrama, in which Balramji was a winner, but Kaurav, were denying And Balram, what Balramji did, he just pulled entire Hastinapur, and he was, pushing the Hastinapur into the river. I mean, a
Yes.
slight. Is
Yes,
this the
yes.
same one?
Yes, Mataji, yes.
Okay.
Yes. Okay, so yeah, so that yeah, you got the gist of it, Mataji. So what happened was Krishna's son Samba wanted to marry Duryodhan's daughter Lakshmana. And Duryodhan and party, very, very puffed up, very, very egoistic. They are thinking, oh, we are the rulers, we are the emperors of this world. These Yadus are not qualified to marry our daughter. So, because Yadus are Vaishyas, right? They are not Vaishya, sorry, but they are not a very, they're not the ruling class. They are allowed to rule by our. He uses, if you read that portion of Srimad Bhagavatam and Mahabharata, he uses very derogatory terms for Yadu family, Yadu dynasty. Okay, so they arrange the Swayamvar and don't invite the Yadu family. Okay, so this was a very heavy insult on Yadus. And so what Samba did, he, just like Krishna kidnapped Rukmani, similarly Samba also kidnapped Lakshmana to marry him. And Samba ran away with Lakshmana. When he was running away, these 6 Maharathis, Duryodhan and party, comes Karna and Bhishma, Dronacharya, all these, there were 6 people, Dushasan. So I think there were 6 people. So this is before the war, of course, because war, they weren't highlighted, but before the war, all this is going on. So they started chasing Samba. And Samba was very, very a wonderful warrior, but still there were 6 Maharathis chasing him, so he got captured by them. And they captured Samba and Lakshmana, the daughter of Duryodhan. So they captured him. Now, when Balramji heard this news, he told Krishna that I'm going to go sort this out. So he stood outside Hastinapur and he will not enter until they release Samba. But Duryodhan and all, they refused. They did not even come out to meet. They did not even come. And remember, Lord Balram is Duryodhan's teacher. Duryodhan has learned club fighting, Gada Yudh from Balramji. He still did not come out to meet with Lord Balram. So Balramji is refusing to enter until they apologize and let go of Samba and marry Samba and Lakshmana properly. So when he heard, and they sent a very derogatory message to Balram, Duryodhan did. So when Balramji heard this message coming from Hastinapur, he said, okay, I'm going to give them a taste of what it means to pick a fight with Yadus. So he put his plow with his hull, he put it into the land outside the Hastinapur, and he dragged the whole Hastinapur. So in this picture, you see he's dragging the whole Hastinapur towards Ganga. So the whole Hastinapur he dragged toward, this is Ganga. And so the whole earth is shaking, the whole land is shaking because Hastinapur is being dragged. And now Duryodhan, suddenly he became very, very soft. He became very, very humble. He came running out. All these Bhishma and everyone came running out. And they fell at the feet of Balramji and please stop. And, they started glorifying him. We should read the prayers that they offer to Balramji, very wonderful prayers in Krishna book or in Srimad Bhagavatam 10th canto. They offer very, very wonderful prayers to Balramji. All these things that we're talking about him today, that you are infinite, you are the origin and the end, you have unlimited opulences and unlimited qualities and unlimited glories, and you are the Ananta Shesh. And they know all this, and yet I don't know why they would pick a fight with Lord Balram. So then they really apologized and very humbly offered Lakshmana to be married to Samba. So this was the pastime where Lord Balram became very angry because they will not marry Krishna's son with Duryodhan's daughter. This is a very wonderful pastime. Any other pastime comes to mind? Any other people that were killed by Lord Balram? At least 2 more come to my mind. Okay, Anita Mataji, are you free to share anything? Would you like to share any pastimes or any thing you know about Lord Balram?
Hare Krishna Mataji, I just want to share the realization or reflection.
Yes.
I just that came to my mind. So I was thinking, even Krishna, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, needed Balram in his by side all the time. So we definitely, we are nowhere. So we definitely need Lord Balram in our lives, so that we can come across and we are able to face any kind of obstacles that this material world is representing to us. So
Yes, Mataji.
yeah, my prayer is that may we receive the mercy of Lord Balram, so that we can make progress on the path of path towards Krishna. So
Right.
that's all, Mataji. That's what I was just thinking. Thank you.
Yes,
Hare Krishna.
that's the summary and summum bonum of everything. So it is said that spiritual strength, we talked about that, is infused by Lord Balram. And no one can attain. So there is a verse that comes in one of the Upanishads. It says, Nayam Atma Bala Hinena Labhya. Spiritual strength is infused only by Lord Balram. No one can attain self-realization or favor of the Lord without being sufficiently favored first by Lord Balram. So he gives the spiritual strength, spiritual power. He gives the services and he completes the service and he gives the joy in the service. So he's everything. For us, for a devotee, he's everything. He's the guru, he's the servant, he's the one who's giving us the joy in the services. Our guru is he's representative of Lord Balram. Our guru is representative of Lord Balram. So, and he's in the Shakti part, just like if you know, Radharani is the Alhadini Shakti, Lord Balram is the Sandhini Shakti. So he connects Jiva to the Lord. So all those, it is said that a true guru, a Jagat Guru, that's why we call Prabhupada the Jagat Guru, because a Jagat Guru has the power to transform the whole world. And this power to transform the whole world comes from Guru. So that's why we should follow the orders of Guru. Bhagavad Gita also Krishna says, right? Tadvidi pranipatena pariprashnena sevaya updekshanti te jnanam jnaninas tattvadarshina. That serve the Guru humbly, submissively, ask them questions, put your doubts to the Guru and follow their orders. And then your conviction or faith will improve. The first step is to improve your own faith. Get convinced. First of all, get convinced. Second, start practicing, start applying. Third, start convincing others, start preaching, spread the Harinam. Now, the problem with most of the people is that they don't have any faith themselves. First of all, they don't have any faith, number one. Number two, they're not performing any practices, any spiritual practices, any devotional practices. So they do not feel capable of preaching or spreading the message of Krishna or Krishna's names and instructions. Whereas our Guru's instruction is, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityanand Prabhu's instruction is very clear that wherever you go, preach and spread the Harinam. Whatever opportunity you see, you should spread the names, spread the glory, spread the fame, spread the qualities of Lord Krishna, of Bhagavad Gita's instructions. But we don't feel qualified to do those things because we are not convinced ourselves. So only a convinced person can convince others. So that's why serve the Guru, get convinced, ask your doubts, and humbly, submissively do all the services so that all the anarthas can go, your soil of your heart can become fertile, and the seed of bhakti can grow, faith can improve, and then you will get convinced, you'll have firm conviction and faith, start performing the process. How long are we going to wait before we start applying the process? How long are we just going to want to be convinced? The whole life we're just going to spend waiting for other people to convince us. But when are we going to apply the process? Once you apply the process, then your conviction and faith will improve, and then you'll be able to convince other people better. So let's start applying the process and ask Lord Balram for his mercy to do that. I think, there is many more things to be said about Lord Balram. Lord Balram also killed Rom Harshan Suta. That is a very wonderful pastime. It has many lessons. He also killed Rukmi, the brother of Rukmani. Also many lessons there. But Rom Harshan Suta pastime has a very important lesson. Anybody knows the pastime? I think this is the last thing we'll do, and then we'll stop.
Yes, Mataji, I know. I was about to say.
Mataji, you want to share?
Mataji, you please go ahead.
Okay. So this also happened. I'll share it very quickly because it is a very important point. And this I want you all to reflect on. So when Mahabharata was going on, Lord Balram had gone on pilgrimage. And one day he was on a pilgrimage somewhere, and he went into this class of various sages. So a conference, you can say, or a class was going on Srimad Bhagavatam. And the person that was taking this class, who was sitting on the Vyasasan, so you know, Vyasasan is the place where the teacher sits. It is that teacher is the representative of Vyasadeva, because he's speaking the knowledge as it is given by Vyasadeva. He's speaking in the mood of Vyasadeva, glorifying the Lord, and knows the Bhagavad Tattva and teaching that Bhagavad Tattva and the Bhagavad Dharma to people. So that is the mood of a Vyasasana. Of whoever sits on the Vyasasana needs to speak like that. So this person was taking a Srimad Bhagavatam class, and many hundreds of sages and Brahmins were sitting there listening to this Srimad Bhagavatam class. Lord Balram, the original Guru, the Guru Tattva, the fountainhead of all Gurus, he walks in to this assembly of sages. And what will happen if somebody very senior walks in this class right now, somebody joins, let's say Prabhupada joins, what will you all do? We'll stop, we will, do Dandvat Pranam. Wherever we are, we will turn our cameras on, we'll do Dandvat Pranam to Prabhupada, right? Or not even Prabhupada, Prabhupada's disciple, Radhanath Maharaj walks in, my Guru Maharaj walks in, anybody. We'll stop, we'll do Dandvat Pranam, we will offer prayers, we will offer glorifications, we will ask for well-being, nice, kind words, like that, right? A seat to sit, things like that. That is how you honor a senior devotee, a senior Vaishnava Guru. So when Lord Balram entered that assembly, all the sages, everybody did Dandvat Pranam. They offered him garlands. Lord Balram exchanged various, niceties with all the Brahmins there, sages there, and they embraced and whatnot. But there was only one person who did not offer any words of obeisances or pranams or niceties or any kind of acknowledgement of Lord Balram, and that was the person who was sitting at the Vyasasana Romharshan Sutta. So now this is very, very condemnable, because Bhagwan, the original, the Supreme Personality of Godhead, walks into your assembly and you are teaching Bhagavad Dharma to people. You're supposed to know who the Lord is, who the Guru is. You're supposed to know the Bhagavad Dharma. You're supposed to obey, give obeisances to not only Lord Balram, but somebody who's million times removed from Lord Balram, you would give obeisances. So to Lord Balram, not giving any pranams, Lord Balram read his heart. He sensed his heart, because he's the Chaitya Guru. Within us, he's the Chaitya Guru. He's looking from within. And he saw that this person's heart is contaminated with pride. This person's heart is contaminated with envy. And he is not suitable to give this Srimad Bhagavatam class, because he will pollute the consciousness of the people that are listening to him. And this kind of guru cannot be allowed to go on, because so many sages, so many brahmanas who are relying on him to teach them the real Bhagavad Dharma, their consciousness will get polluted, get corrupted just listening to this fake guru. This is a fake guru. And so what did Lord Balram do? He took out a blade of grass and he threw at Romharshan Sutta, and with that blade of grass, you know that any blade of grass, just like in Lord Ram's Leela, also Lord Ram has done that, taken a blade of grass and it turned into Brahmastra. Just like that, Lord Balram took a blade of grass and killed that Romharshan Sutta. So this seems, so let me ask you a question about this. In Mahabharata, it appears that Lord Balram is favoring Duryodhan sometimes. He never killed Duryodhan, even though Duryodhan performed so many aggressive, criminal, sinful acts against Pandavas. It almost seemed like he even favored Duryodhan sometimes and never killed him. How come Lord Balram tolerated Duryodhan, but this Romharshan Sutta just did not pay obeisances? That seems like a very minor offense, whereas the offenses committed by Duryodhan were much, much larger. Why kill this fellow and not kill Duryodhan? What do you think about this? Who can answer? What is the problem?
I can try, but I may be wrong.
Yes, Mama.
Because he's on the asana of Vyasadeva, and if he does not know the Bhagavatam, And if he does not know who Lord Balram is, then how is he going to put other people or other sages on the right path? So that's why it's important to kill him from giving the wrong knowledge or the wrong teaching to the people. This is what I think.
Yes, Mataji. Yes, 100% right. So, the difference between Duryodhan and Romharshan Sutta is that Duryodhan has never claimed that he has any devotional service in him, that he has any allegiance to the Lord, that he's following any kind of dharmic practices. He is very loudly claiming he's the upholder of a dharma. Everybody knows that he's a corrupt prince. Basically, he's a spoiled brat. Basically, he's out and out, very outwardly, outrightly corrupted, and he has never claimed to follow any kind of spiritual practices or any kind of transcendental. He does not claim to possess any kind of transcendental knowledge or teach it to others, right? In this regard, so Duryodhan is out and out corrupt, aggressor, criminal, sinful, upholder of adharma. He is actually Duryodhan is described as in Mahabharata as the incarnation of Kali Yuga. So Kali Yuga also wanted to play a role in Lord's Leela, and so Kali Yuga was given this task of becoming Duryodhan. So he's outwardly corrupt, like we understand. But the position of Romharshan Sutta is completely opposite. He is supposed to be the upholder of dharma. He's supposed to be the knower of all the divine transcendental knowledge. Just like you said, he needs to know the Bhagavad Dharma and the Bhagavad Tattva. He needs to know the Guru Tattva and who's the servant and who's the what is the goal of life and everything. He should have humility in his heart to bow down to pay obeisances where obeisances are due. And for us as servants, as knowers of Bhagavad Dharma, obeisances are due to everyone. Like we pay obeisances to everyone. We say Dandavat Pranam in our mind, by our body, by our words, to every single being. So to not offer them to Lord Balram is a big offense. Actually, it's not a minor offense, and he will corrupt so many people. So fake gurus, fake spiritual gurus are worse than an outright criminal, because outright criminal, you know that this person is a criminal. This person has no proper consciousness, no proper culture. This person has no knowledge of dharma. So you will avoid that person. You will be very careful with them. You will deal with them accordingly. Like a snake is a snake. You will deal with the snake as such. A lion is a lion. You will run away from the lion. You know that he will kill you, right? So you will run away from him. You will protect yourself. But a fake guru is a very big problem, because you are putting your faith, and not only, it's not material faith you're putting in. Okay, so if I order something from Amazon and it does not come tomorrow, it is not a very big, somebody stole my package, it's not a very big loss. But somebody where you're putting your spiritual faith in destroys your faith. One day he mistreats you, he corrupts you, he does some criminal act against you, which we know there are so many fake gurus in this world that we have to be careful about. Then your faith breaks on a very big level. So it is not just material faith. It is not just that somebody stole my wallet on the street. No, those things can be recovered. But when the spiritual faith, when the faith in the gurus, when the faith in the dharma, when the faith in the Vedic devotional practices of Vedic literature breaks, that is very hard to fix. So somebody like that cannot be allowed to sit on the Vyasasana and give a discourse on Srimad Bhagavatam, who has so much envy and pride in their heart that they cannot pay obeisances to the Supreme Lord himself. So this is what Lord Balram saw. So a corrupt prince or a spoiled brat versus a fake guru. Fake guru is worse, because fake guru is a pretender. He's pretending to be something. He's going to ruin people's lives. He's going to take them away from many lives. They will be distracted. For many lives, they'll go away from Lord. So instead of taking them towards Lord, such a person can take them away from Lord. For many janmas, they will go away. And that is very difficult to recover. It's not the same thing as losing something materially. This will be very difficult to recover. So that is the problem. That is why Lord Balram killed him. And he's the Guru Tattva. He's the upholder. He cannot let a fake guru go on like this. So that is the last pastime I wanted to share. There are infinite pastimes and infinite qualities that we can keep glorifying forever. But time is coming to an end. In the end, I'll just say that our Prabhupada was able to spread. He says that I was able to. So this is what Prabhupada says. Nityanand Prabhu, who is Balramji himself, Nityanand Prabhu cured one Jagai Madhai in this Kali Yuga. And Prabhupada said that I am going to cure millions of Jagai Madhai. But by whose mercy? By the mercy of Nityanand, by mercy of Lord Balram. So only by the mercy of Lord Balram can we impart this knowledge to other people. So we should always pray to Lord Balram that please, you being the Chaitya Guru, you being the Adi Guru, you being the original fountainhead of the Guru Tattva and the Supreme Personality of Servitor Godhead, please allow this person to also accept this message of Srimad Bhagavatam and Bhagavad Gita. Allow him to develop some faith in this process. Allow him to move towards the Lord and take him, grab him by his hand and start taking him back to Krishna as well. Just like you gave me mercy, give me enough power that I can purify this person. I can invoke some faith in him, invoke some proper divine consciousness in him. So we should always pray to the Lord like that. And Prabhupada always claims that he was able to do whatever he did by the mercy of Lord Balram. That is why this is what Prabhupada did. This is the deities. This is Krishna Balram temple. This is in Vrindavan. In Vrindavan, Prabhupada made so many temples all over the world. There are so many temples, and all those temples have Radha Krishna deities. In entire Vrindavan, there are Radha Krishna deities. There is Radha Madan Mohan, there is Radha Gopinath, there is Radha Govinda. There are so many Radha Krishna deities all over, Radha Gokulananda, Radha Madhav. But Prabhupada said that in our ISKCON temple in Vrindavan, in the center of the altar will stand not Radha Krishna, but Krishna Balram. Why? Because Radharani's mercies is everywhere in Vrindavan. She is the Vrindavaneshwari. Everybody's saying the name of Radhe Radhe. Everything they do, they say Radhe Radhe. So Radharani's mercy is everywhere anyway. So we need the mercy of Guru Tattva now. We need to hold the hand of Guru to take us. So he put the deity of Balramji in the center altar, the centermost altar of Krishna, and he named the temple Krishna Balram temple. So this is the deity, the beautiful Balramji in the Krishna Balram temple in Vrindavan. This is another picture. And this is not Krishna Balram. I think this is Krishna Balram from Alachua. This is not in Vrindavan. You see Krishna Balram look different there. And this is from Alachua in Florida. A very, very beautiful deity of Balramji. If you look at him, it's mesmerizing beauty of Lord Balram. So we will stop here. I'll just say one last prayer we can offer. This prayer is comes in the Dasavatar Stotram, which describes the 10 avatars of the Lord. One of the incarnations, the expansions is Lord Balram. He's described like this. Vahasi vapushi vishadevasanam jaladabham halahati bhiti milita yamunabham keshavadhirita haladhar rupa jai jagadish hare Jai Jagadish Hare, Jai Jagadish Hare, Jaya Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada Jaya, Prabhupada. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare. Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Lord Balram Ji ki jai. Original Adi Guru ki jai. I forgot to mention one funny thing that some of our devotees say. I said before that Krishna wears everything that is expansion from Balram Ji. He wears his clothes that are Balram Ji expansion, his flute, his shoes, his turban, his bed, everything is coming from Balram Ji. And so Krishna is a very branded person. He's very conscious, brand conscious person, because he wears not Adidas, he wears Adidas brand. So Balramji's other name is Adidas, and he wears only Adidas brand. So Krishna wears only that is Balram branded or Adidas brand. So that is the glory of Lord Balram. Thank you so much for patiently hearing and for allowing me to share, and for impromptu joining today on the divine appearance day of Lord Balram. Mataji, I'm sorry, I did not have time to cover about Sankarshan, the meaning. In one line, the meaning is that Lord Balram unites Nand Maharaj and Vasudev's family. He came to the womb of Devaki and was transferred to the womb of Mother Rohini in Vrindavan. So the seventh son of Mother Devaki was Lord Balram. But to Kamsa's bewilderment, that pregnancy disappeared. Everybody thought that it was a miscarriage. But that pregnancy was transferred by Yog Maya to the womb of Mother Rohini in Vrindavan, and that was Lord Balram. So the Sankarshan means the one that connects the two families of Nand Maharaj and Vasudev. Mother Rohini is the other wife of Vasudev. The other wife is Devaki, and one is Rohini, who was in the protection and care of Nand Maharaj in Vrindavan. And this name of Sankarshan, this name of Balram, all these names were given by a very famous personality called Garg Muni, who did a very, very quiet name-giving ceremony for Lord Balram in Vrindavan. He was the guru or he was the advisor Brahman, you can say, in the court of Vasudev Maharaj. And so Vasudev Maharaj had sent Garg Muni to do a name-giving ceremony for Lord Balram and Krishna in Vrindavan. They did a very quiet ceremony, so Kamsa will not find out. And this was the meaning of that name, Sankarshan. Is that okay? Anybody else wants to share anything? Yes, Mataji, you were sharing something. Purnima Mataji, were you saying something? Please go ahead.
Mataji. Thank you, Mataji, Shankar sir का प्लीज समझाने के लिए.
Sorry, मैं भूल गई थी बीच में. I forgot that I had to say that. Birth का हमने कभी बात ही नहीं की. Birth, how the birth was so amazing. Anybody else wants to share anything? Hema Mataji's, Jagriti Mataji, Shravani Mataji, Neelam Mataji. Anyone wants to add, correct, share any realizations? I hope you learned something. Balramji's tattva is very, very deep, very much more than what we see. And we see only what our limited understanding has been by our, from the TV and movies and shows and things like that, which are very, very incomplete, inaccurate understanding. And I've just touched the surface. I've just touched very, very superficial surface. I've not gone deep. There are many, many things, many more things. The relationship of Krishna and Balram is so sweet. And Balram's relationship with all the living entities so sweet. So let's pray to Lord Balram to give us the power to serve, give us services, give us faith, give us please send a guru in our life who will take us across this material ocean and drop us at the lotus feet of Lord Krishna and Radharani. And there is no way to please Lord Krishna and Radharani without his mercy. So please chant loudly one time Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, and then we'll stop the class. Hare Krishna, Hare
Krishna, Krishna Krishna,
Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama,
Rama Rama, Hare
Rama,
Hare.
Hare Hare.
Jagat Guru Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Balram Jayanti Maha Mahotsav ki jai. All glories to the assembled devotees. Hare Krishna. All glories, all glories, all glories to Guru and Gauranga. Hare Krishna. Vancha kaltarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhyo
Pavnebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namah.
Thank you.